So I think
Yeah.
this thing about being courageously experimental, adaptive and resilience is just such an admirable quality of the Israelis and the stories. And, you know, you meet someone and then if you ask the questions and then they start to tell you their story, you just like go, oh my God, you know. And my husband's just telling me, oh, I met someone today who's never left East Bentley, you know, here in Melbourne. And I'm going, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing, everyone talks about Israeli chutzpah. And you know, when you speak to an Israeli, they go, oh, it's just where, you know, we've got chutzpahdik. But it's actually more than that. So they are audacious, they are disruptive, argumentative and challenging, and extremely self-confident. But it's important to understand that, you know, this is a mindset of, you know, you're never going to get me again. You know, I'll never be vulnerable. I'll always be able to stand up for myself. And Davka, I'll just do it anyway. You know, no one
Yeah.
will, I don't
Yeah.
need your permission. I don't
Yeah.
need your approval. I don't need your acceptance. So
And tell me, how did you experience that as somebody who comes from a very polite and calm culture?
I'm
Was it
also,
for you?
we had Jewish mothers in outside of
Oh.
Israel. We have Jewish mothers. So you know, we learn chutzpah at a very young age. I think it's sort of a Jewish thing. It's not just Israeli.
Yeah.
I actually really liked it. I liked the bold confidence. I liked their willingness to provocate and disrupt, and I didn't mind that. What I did find challenging was when I'd met somebody for 5 minutes and they'd ask me what I did, and I would tell them, and then they think they could go off and do it themselves,
Of course.
but without,
And
you know,
better and better.
oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
And you know, one of the very funny stories that I learned from these interviews. That I talked to Benny Schlick, and he told me a very, very funny story. And I always it's when we talk about Israelis, I'm always reminded about his story. He says that in the PISA test, you know, the test for kids, that want to test out your math skills and language skills and so forth. So it's done all over the world. And at one stage, I don't know if it's like one time or they always do it, they asked how sure you are on the result that you will succeed. And Israelis, they're not that good in math, although people think that like startup nation should be really good at math. So no, we're next to Mexico or something like that. So we're not good. And when you're asked how sure you are with the results, we got first. Which is so Israeli. They're so sure that they know. It doesn't matter. They don't they don't let the facts confuse them in any sense.
I think that's really important. Is that you know, is that self-efficacy? You know, that belief in self.